Should this be on your bucket list? Hello everybody, a few weeks ago Oliver and I were invited to Hong Kong for the Hong Kong Rugby Sevens, which is a 3-day festival of world-class sport, amazing entertainment and possibly the best atmosphere in the world. With a bit of sightseeing thrown in too, we decided to check it out. And this is how we got on. Our good friend Phil joined us on this trip to act as cameraman, and we all boarded the 12:10 Cathay Pacific flight from London Heathrow to Hong Kong.
Straight from the flight, and we're off for a tour of the city. And who better to show us around Hong Kong than Hong Kong's Rugby Sevens captains Max Woodward and Chloe Chan.
We met them at the Star Ferry Terminal in Kowloon to take a trip on the service that has been serving Hong Kong for over 136 years.
So to get on the ferry, this is the ticket, little coin. What would you recommend then in terms of like, when they say it's a cultural difference and that, but when you come somewhere obviously you need to try and adapt to how people act. For a tourist coming here, what would you suggest is the best mentality to have?
It's like an appreciation that no one is being rude or selfish.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like if someone doesn't hold the door open you or barges past you or like pushes in front of you on the train or whatever like that, it's normal.
Don't drop the shoulder.
Yeah, people get frustrated about it, and it's not like, and also there's so many, Hong Kong functions so well given the amount of people in a small area, and like everything, the transport is amazing, like it's clean, it's cost effective, like you know, this was what, 60p this ferry,
Yeah. This
you know,
yeah.
So wow, and then so like the fact that it kind of like functions so well amidst the chaos is cool.
Very cool indeed. Now, since we got straight off the plane, we needed coffee, and the guys know a great local spot.
And to get there, we walked through markets of fruit, veg, meat, flour, things for everyone.
You will see lines of tourists here for some coffee shops, and that's all thanks to social media. See what I mean? But we discovered almost every coffee shop here is very, very good, because if they weren't, they wouldn't survive, would they? So we went here, Artista Perfecto. First we smelt the beans on offer, like we knew what we were doing, and then we had a fresh pour-over coffee made to go.
Cheers.
Like
yam. Good. Maybe. Yam.
Armed with coffee, it was time for some food.
So we've been told the best place to come in all of Hong Kong for noodles, dim sum, is this one. As you can obviously see by the writing.
Well, you know they read it that way.
That way.
Yeah.
Exactly. Welcome. Let's go. But Max has talked this place up, so I'm very excited.
No, I'm good for chili. Yeah.
So what is what?
So this will be, this is wonton dumpling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be a shrimp and pork dumpling. And then this is like crispy fish skin. This will be fish balls and what? Fish balls, yeah. It'll be like slimy. Ready?
Very chewy.
Is it warm? It's hot, yeah. It's not too hot. That tastes exactly how it smells. You know what I mean? It should, the texture would throw people, I think. That's the thing. And then crispy fish skin would be the other one that you can try, but this is good.
It's like a soggy.
Chewy.
I actually like those a lot.
What is
Yeah, I
it?
really
That's literally
like that.
fish skin.
Crispy fish skin, yeah. Like deep, like it almost tastes like
Usually dip
like
it
a
in
crisp.
soup and eat it.
Could be like a Walker's, mate.
So what's the etiquette here?
The louder is the like better.
Okay.
Whereas like, you know, in Western culture, like don't make any noise.
Trooping encouraged.
Yeah, yeah.
Apologies for the noises. We will be
subtitling now. It's very hard.
Phil is also going to join us. Yeah, it's really good.
Cheers, dude. This is the next step. How do I do this?
Now don't keep it down.
Good. It's all right. There we go. Do another.
Not far away is the famous outlook onto the city, the Peak. Now, we got here a little before midday on a holiday and the line was huge. So we recommend book ahead, check if it's a public holiday, and also remember, if you plan on going up in the evening time, it gets very busy. These trams have been running for over 100 years, making it one of the most popular things to do in Hong Kong. And for just under £15, it's not a bad price either. Now, these green trams are the 4th generation. They've got air conditioning, very light, very spacious, making the very, very steep ride up comfy. And it makes a good time lapse too, doesn't it? But if you wanted to walk up, there are stairs too.
At the top, Chloe treated us to mango mochi. More on this a little later.
Now, we've been here before, 13 years ago to be precise, so we know that the view is great. However, today... But like all good tour guides, a bit of cloud didn't stop Max explaining where all the sights were in the city.
Kind of over there.
Okay.
See where the circular building is?
Yep.
That's like Wan Chai, and then you're going to go. It's kind of like, if you look where the circular building is, and there's the sort of block of apartments right behind it, the yellowy ones. That's like Leighton. That's Leighton Hill, isn't it?
Now, about that mochi.
Just the mango one.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh,
Yeah. Here we go. We're getting the full texture today.
And this weird textured dessert is a Japanese rice cake with fresh mango inside, which tasted fantastic.
that's really good. My brain can't figure out what's going on in my mouth right now. Is that? Texture's really odd though.
That's actually quite. It's like actually a proper bit
I
of
love
real
it.
mango in the middle.
Tell you what, you have this, and the city comes out to watch.
The power of dessert. Now, like I said, the Peak is open at night time as well. Be advised, it does get busy.
Back down Victoria Peak. And for all you tram spotters out there, on the left are 2 previous generations of trams. Please, control your excitement.
Did you know there are more buildings over 14 stories tall here than anywhere else in the world? But not just that, public parks are a big thing too.
So when Hong Kong was made, and still to this day, they're very keen to keep the green spaces around in the city. So how many countries in the world, how many places in the world can you go to? You see rockeries, waterfalls, skyscrapers, and everything in between.
Yes, public parks are a big thing here, so if you do want to get away from the hustle and bustle of city life, they're not hard to find. Another cool way to get around Hong Kong are the Ding Ding trams. Now, they're over 100 years old and run all day long, but a little word of advice, if you're over 6 foot, you can't stand up all the way. So these trams have been running in Hong Kong for over 120 years. Lamppost, but they're still one of the best ways to get around town. The system: get on at the back, get off at the front. That's all you need to know.
All this tram action has made me very hungry again, but luckily Chloe is taking us to get some pineapple buns.
Baked goods are everywhere here. Perfect freshly made snacks for on the go, but we are here for pineapple buns.
So we found a pineapple bun with no pineapple in it.
There must be some.
No pineapple.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's just because
it looks-
the looks. Ah, another good fact for someone who's born in Hong Kong.
Yeah. How is it?
That's good bread.
Good.
It's like a slightly crunchy ice bun without the ice.
Is that brioche bread, you know?
So what is this then on top?
It's like a sugary, buttery paste. Yeah.
Now, rugby bets are usually pretty crazy, so we asked Max if the Hong Kong team have any while they're travelling.
Before a long haul flight, you play cards or something like that, and there's a punishment. Either you take 2 of those sleeping pills or 2 double espressos. So you're either in for drilling 2 double espressos before your long haul night flight, or the sleeping pill.
And unfortunately, with the tournament starting very soon, Max had to get back to camp and Chloe back to her rehab. So we said our goodbyes and our thanks, and Oliver, Phil and I headed to the Hong Kong Big Wheel, which is a great place to see the harbour, see the views of the city and grab a selfie. We also happened to stumble across an open-top tour bus of the city, which just so happened to have the Olympic silver medalist, the French women's sevens team on board. And luckily, they're very welcoming and a lot of fun. Before Max and Chloe left, they told us about this temple in the middle of town to see, the Man Mo Temple. Now, this temple has been here since the 1800s and is a great place to get away from the hustle and bustle of life for a moment.
This is Chloe Pell, French Sevens legend, and she's one of only 5 women in the world to play in over 50 Sevens tournaments. So who better to talk about travel and rugby?
And now we're travelling on this bus, having a good look around. Is this a novelty, or do you guys get to do stuff like this at every stop you get to on them?
Usually we'll have a few days off, or a few half days off, where we try to look around, visit a little bit of the cities we're going. And sometimes the World Rugby and the 7 Series had something organized for us. Last year in Hong Kong, it was some kind of a cruise, a river cruise, just to be able to see the city from the sea. And this year it's the bus with you.
Yes.
So thank you for coming.
No, thank you for doing it. I think that's why we're here.
Sometimes we have some stuff that are organized for us, but usually we try to look on the internet. Okay, what's cool to do here? And our liaison officers. We ask them, okay, what do you like to do? Because they're always from the place we're in.
Okay.
So we're like, okay, what do you like to do on your day off? What are the things that we really should have a look? Like, what's the most important thing?
What would you say is the best advice you would give girls to get into playing rugby?
Go ahead, play it. Just try it. If you don't have fun, at least you would have tried it. But I guarantee you will have fun, and you will find friends that you're gonna keep for your entire life. That's the great thing about rugby. It's not just friends on the field, it's off the field too. I mean, we see the 12 teams all the time, and I have friends in the GB team, I have friends in New Zealand, and it's just great to be able to share all that with some people that understand.
I was quite surprised actually. When we saw you guys in the lobby earlier, there was a couple of girls from the USA team. I don't know why, I was just surprised with the interaction. Sometimes you think teams stay quite separate, but it's really good to see you guys like that.
The same hotels all the time. Like, sometimes I'm pretty sure I see them more than my family. It's the spirit of 7 that I like. I mean, you're all in the same together, so just try and have the most fun that you can on the field, and off the field you can just talk every time. And when the tournament is over, you can actually go party together.
Is that what everyone looks forward to then?
Well, usually it is.
We had such a great time, and thank you, the French team. Allez les bleus!
Another thing that Hong Kong has is shopping. Lots and lots of shopping. You've got high-end shopping, middle, low class, whatever kind of shopping you want. So we're going to go in search for shopping. Let's see what we can find.
We explored Kowloon, And while we were there, we both decided to go and get suits made up. Now, there are plenty of tailors to choose from, see? And we both went to different tailors, and after some haggling, some tailor-made suits were made for just under £500, and they were waiting for us when we got back to the UK the next week. Not bad, eh?
No travel video is complete without a look around, slightly lost look.
While I was looking around just now, I came across this huge artillery cannon, and I thought it was for military purposes, which in one way it was, but it was actually used back in the day to signal noon, 12 o'clock, to seamen out at sea to navigate where they were. So just like what happens at places like Halifax, Edinburgh, Castle, the sound of the cannon goes off at 12 to navigate people out at sea to know where they are and what time of day it is. So this cannon right here was used for that.
Now you'll see this sign everywhere for the MTR, which is the metro system underneath the city, and you can get almost anywhere from Disneyland to the airport, the Big Buddha, Hong Kong Island, high-end shopping. A single ticket is roughly 60 pence, making it very, very cheap, and you get to feel like a local. And don't worry, if you feel lost, just look up and the lights will tell you where you are. And while shopping, we saw some camera shops, which, FYI, they don't like you filming inside. But it is a lot cheaper than prices in the UK. So whilst I went to check out what deals I could find, Oliver and Phil went to the markets.
To be honest, we found most of these were a bit of a tourist trap, but Phil and I did get some gifts for the kids back home. The fun of haggling is a bit of a game here, definitely more than the quality of the products.
Do you need a suitcase? So as you can probably tell, I'm a little low bedowed now. I did very well in that camera shop. My wife was watching this video. I didn't spend anything, don't worry, they were very, very kind. But the savings were incredible compared to the UK prices for camera equipment, things like that. Definitely worth checking out. Probably best to go if you've got strong willpower. I unfortunately do not have strong willpower. But we're going to have some great footage for the rest of this trip.
After, it was rush hour. No pun intended. When we got back to the metro, where we headed over to the Hong Kong Stadium.
And this is why we are here, Hong Kong Stadium. 40,000 people, 12 national teams, a 3-day tournament. The famous, the legendary, potentially bucket list ticking Hong Kong Rugby Sevens. So, what is Rugby Sevens, I hear some of you ask? Well, here's Rugby Sevens in 7 points. Like normal rugby, you cannot pass the ball forward. There are 12 men's teams, 12 women's teams, as well as Hong Kong, Thailand, Japan and China in their own competition. Each team has 7 players. Each game has 2 7-minute halves. The tournament runs from Friday to Sunday and both finals are on the Sunday evening. The pitch is the same size as a normal rugby or football field. 5 points for a try, 2 points for a conversion and 3 points for a penalty kick or drop goal. Whew. Now there is lots to do here. People bring the whole family. You can get face painting, body painting, as seen here. Very good, Oliver. Virtual horse riding. Just leave your dignity at the door. Lots of drinking, lots of singing, lots of eating.
Fans from all over the world cheering on their own countries and others, showing how much rugby means to them.
And different mascots to get your photo with.
I think you've got to say as well, as real estate goes, if you like your rugby, those apartments would be fantastic.
And to make this trip even more special, Oliver and I were asked to take part in the opening ceremony.
Just us standing next to the GOAT, Dan Carter. As you do.
Yes, that's right, a dragon. More on him shortly.
Not gonna lie, I'm very nervous. There's something about standing in front of 40,000 people and a dragon.
Let's just go rogue.
With the crowd cheering us on, there was nothing like the best player of all time trying to knock the ball out your hands before walking out in front of 40,000 people.
Dragon is hungry and she won't play until she's been fed, as she's a Sevens Dragon. Naturally, she only eats rugby balls. So, James and Ollie, it's time to feed the dragon.
And with the dragon fed, the tournament is open. So we went to have some beers and watch the action.
The end of day one, the end of Friday, Great Friday. Stadium is empty. Now, unfortunately, I'm recording this on my phone because Phil, our cameraman, decided to make use of the nice free bar where we were. So he's having a great night. But I think, like everybody that we found at the Hong Kong Sevens, especially on the first day, everyone's here just for a great time. It doesn't matter if you like rugby. It doesn't matter if you've never seen or understand anything about rugby. Everybody's having such an amazing atmosphere. It was epic. Also, putting a rugby ball inside a dragon's mouth. Well done, dragon! Has to be said, doesn't it? But we've had such a great time, and roll on tomorrow when we're going to have lots and lots of fun. As we walked to the stadium on day 2, we passed somewhere which is very memorable to us.
In 2011, we attended our very last ever Harry Potter premiere, and it was right there, Times Square in Hong Kong, and it literally shut down the financial district.
These truly are special memories for us, and it is great to be back to see where we have such great memories.
Now there's part of the stadium where people line up at 5:30 AM to get in. The legendary, the sometimes infamous South Stand. And let's just say, dressing up is very much encouraged.
It's 18 over only, where the drinks flow, the songs are loud, the atmosphere here is like nothing else anywhere in the world. So we felt like we needed to join the party. And to do so, the three of us got some costumes. Now note, it can get a little humid in Hong Kong, so bear that in mind.
They're moving in herds. They do move in herds. This is not bad. We'll mock it, yeah.
I don't know how dinosaurs drank beer though, it was really...
They have it like two hands.
You do this spit as well.
Even when the rain comes, they carry on.
It is wet.
They say Sevens Week is not for the weak, and that's because the party continues well into the night. Our good friend James Haskell was DJing at Bobby's Rabble, which is a fantastic bar. Down the street, we then headed to the Quality Good nightclub, where the tunes were banging and everybody was having a great time. Cannot recommend it enough. However, the next morning, I needed to clear my head.
I'm currently in the middle of Kowloon, which is the other side of the river from the main Hong Kong island, and I came across this park, which is absolutely epic, and it's a Sunday morning right now, and there are so many people here just chilling out, having a lovely Sunday morning. There was a load of ladies doing a exercise class, there's a few guys meditating. It's absolutely awesome, so I definitely recommend checking this out if you're in town.
After an incredible night like that, I did have some demons of my own that I wanted to banish. So I went to the Screaming Ladies in Hong Kong, which is set under a flyover, and these ladies helped banish some very evil spirits, which was actually putting me in mortal danger in 2024. Well, this is what Google Translate was telling me. To be honest, when I was there, I didn't think it would be a bit of a tourist trap, but there were locals also going there as well to either ward off evil spirits themselves or even taking a photo of their enemies, where the ladies would literally smash it with a shoe and curse said enemy with some pretty bad fortune. Tell you what, I wouldn't want to get on their bad side.
I feel spirits lifted off me. Apparently I was in great danger this year, but now I feel elevated. It's going to have an amazing day.
With the demons banished, it was time for some rugby. And this was the final day, the Sunday, which is the busiest day for crowds at the Hong Kong Sevens.
Have you ever wondered how many people work behind the scenes at an event like this, and what jobs do they do? Well, Douglas Langley, who's the head of Sevens at World Rugby, gave us a good tour. Starting at the tower behind the North Stand. Now, this is where you can find the music, the God mic, the sighting office, the New Zealand Black Ferns, who actually gave Oliver's daughter an awesome video about how to improve her rugby skills. Then there's the doping officer, Dan Norton, England's all-time record try scorer, the team analysis room, where, did you know, if you make over 100 games, you receive a bucket hat. The referees room, the TV bunker just down the hallway, where Oliver actually filmed a dream of operating a transition live on air.
I'm sweating buckets right now. This is like refreshing.
The social media team, Japan's team in their post-game debrief, the Australians women's team who are very welcoming to Oliver and myself, the TMOs who are great at explaining how they communicate with the ref on the field. Then next door there's the commentators who have the best seat in the house. And down the corridor we met French legend and now French manager Julien Candron. And finally, Dougie's view. Now, Dougie oversees everything, right down to what colour kit the teams should be wearing. That's over 200 people, and yes, they do get a chance to see the town they are in that week.
We also asked, how did they get into the jobs that they do? The first thing was the love for sport, and then anything they have an interest in, apply and see where you end up. We've also got to mention the entertainment here. Local pop group Lollipop, legends, the Wailers playing all their feel-good hits, and Journey's lead singer Arnel Pinder gave the crowd an absolutely brilliant sing-along set.
And kids, if you're going to learn one thing from this video, please remember this. Always check that there's not a steel pole behind you when you're taking a selfie. And obviously there was only one place we could watch the final games from, so we grabbed a beer and headed to the top of the South Stand. Just in time for Phil to terrorise everybody with the 360 camera. And hey, it's Bohemian Rhapsody, so you might as well throw the hair around, right? We were then treated to an epic finish for the Australian women, beating the French women for third place. Both Hong Kong's men's and women's teams won their finals to take home their tournament's crown or Claymore swords. Well done, Max. The women's final was USA versus New Zealand, with the men's final being France versus New Zealand. Both New Zealand teams won and they celebrated the best way they know how. The haka.
Haka
Before heading to the airport to fly home, we headed to Kowloon for one last view of the city to reflect on what has been an absolutely fantastic trip. This platform is a perfect spot for sightseeing, proposals, photos, and all of the in-between, and a YouTube video sign-off. That brings an end to our time here in Hong Kong. We've had such an amazing 4 days. Sevens has been incredible. The city has been amazing. Food, people, everything.
Yeah, what an incredible place. And for anyone who's thinking about coming here, this has to be at the very top of your bucket list. What a city, what a country, unbelievable.
It's been great. Until next time, thanks for watching. Cheers. Yeah, nice one, mate. At the start of this video, we asked the question, should this be on your bucket list? Absolutely. Guys, we had the best time. I cannot recommend it enough because, in fact, the whole time we were there, we were saying to each other, I wish someone had told us about this 10 years ago. I cannot recommend it enough. A big thank you to everybody involved for making our trip so special. Also, a big thank you to the whole rugby community for making us feel so welcome. Gosh, you don't even need to like rugby to have a great time at this event. Also, the sightseeing around Hong Kong was very, very cool. I definitely recommend leaving a couple of days either side of the Sevens tournament just so you can see more of the city. But I really do hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and all that stuff that people say at the end of YouTube videos. And please leave your comments in the section below, mainly saying whose suit you thought was better. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching and we'll see you on our next adventure.